Okay, you guys, here we go again. Now, I'm going to make you suffer through this. I struggled with whether I should just have everything complete and then show you the end product, but then you wouldn't see the struggling that goes on. So I want to go as far as I can with that, or as is useful to you. So this is the base case. This is the one that you guys have reproduced, I'm assuming, from the book, right? So the initial demand, the demand and the growth in 10 years, and then the growth after that for a total of 1750. We've got all the costs put in here, and everything is a determinant, right? So it's all predetermined. And then the A and B values, these are the come from the raw data, right? So instead of putting the values in, we actually put in, you can see that put in the cell references, right? That way, when the cells change, the A and B can change, right? So here's the net present value for 6 levels, and you may remember if you, oh, and by the way, I used a lookup table for where's the cost, the capacity cost. So I used a lookup table. You remember over 2 levels, for more than 2 levels, 3 and above, there's a 10% additional cost to the $17,000 per space, right? And instead of trying to figure out how to do a closed formula, I used this vertical lookup of this table. So here's the number of levels. Here's the unit cost for that level. It's just 10% more than the previous one. This is, and by the way, I should not have used 200. I should have, and I'm not going to change it now, but I should have used this as a cell reference to this cell, C25, right? But I didn't. And then this, of course, is just the cumulative cost for like 6 levels, for example. Okay, so this lookup is coming from, that's where this is coming from, right? Okay, so here's the net present value of all these costs. So the demand is just that demand equation with the A's and B's. The capacity is 200 cars, cell reference, times 6 levels, cell reference, right? So it's a constant capacity. And the revenue is the minimum of cost or demand, whichever is lower, times that revenue per space. I forget what it is. Where's the revenue per space? Here it is, $10,000 per space. So that's fine. Then up here, see how, this is the demand that's used. But up here, because the demand exceeds the capacity, we're only getting revenue for what we have. Okay. So that's the idea. So the cash flow is the sum of the revenue minus the operating cost minus the fixed cost for that year. Right? And then the discounted cash flow, of course, this let me bring it in here. This is the present value. This is this is the future value in year 3. This is the present value. And you can see there's the formula right there, right? Okay, so the present value all the way along, if you add them all up, that's the discounted cash flow for, the present value of the discounted cash flow. Right here, the sum. I'm sorry. This is the present year, and then this is the sum of all of them. And then the capacity cost I just described, and the net present value is just the the cash flow minus the cost. Right? So in this case, it's 2.5 million, right, for 6 levels. That's the base case. These are the numbers you should have. If you don't have these, there's something wrong. Right? Okay. So now if I wanted to make this random, I wanted to introduce randomness in the demand value, I could then, instead of having 750 here, I'll put the base values over here, and we're given that the potential variation is 50 plus or minus 50% for each one of these. Then, so I can come up here like this, so it's 750, but then this can vary from 750 minus 50%, right, plus 2 times 50% times a random number, so ranging from 0 to 100% basically. And this one right now is 376. That's, you know, that can change, right? So the realized demand right now is 877, but these change in you know, in real time. So and then down here with 6 levels, now I have a net present value here, right? That will change every time I do a recalculation of the spreadsheet, right? And now, if I want to, I can set up a simulation. Now I've got a random variable here. I can set up a simulation where I have the minimum, maximum number of categories. This is a nice way to set it up. So I've got, this is 2,000. I'm not going to go all the way down, but there's 2,000 observations. The net present value, that's the random variable, I can reference in that cell. Right, so there's the reference cell. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down here, highlight all 2,000 rows like that, and then use the data what if function, right? The data table, and the column input cell is here because it's nothing. And then I'm looking to generate a bunch of 2,000 random numbers. There's the minimum value and the maximum value. And let's say I want 50 categories in my histogram. So the first thing I'd like to do is to you know, change this to a static number. Well, let's never mind that. Let's never mind that. I was going to do that, but I'm not going to now. So let's say I want categories. Well, never mind. So this is a little, see, that's why I'm doing this in real time here. Let's just do it right. So I'm going to copy this. See how those changed? I'm going to copy this whole thing because I don't want it to keep changing on me. Here's one set. I'm happy with it, right? So I'm going to paste special and paste the values. So now I've got 2,000 values that aren't going to change, right? And what I'm going to do here is divide this by 1,000,000, just so that I don't have to fool around. Whoops. I added 1,000,000. I want to divide by 1,000,000. So I don't have to look at all of those big numbers all the time. Right? It's easier to view here. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do my categories on my cumulative distribution curve. So the minimum value is see, that's going to change every time. See, that's the problem. So the minimum is the minimum of this. Okay. And I want to divide by 1,000,000. Oops. Now see, I should have just done the minimum of that column. And the max of that column, let's actually put them over here. It's easier this way. I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it over here. So the min chart or something like that, max chart. You'll get the idea of what I'm doing here in a minute. So I want to change this to max. I'm setting up the chart in real time here. So let me do this. Let me end this video and we'll start up again because I don't want it to go too long. Hold on.